कुमार स्वामी नायक है गोंगो लिबू लटोका रेडियो FIJI 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे
रेडियो FIJI 2 देश की
In the news tonight, first batch of COVID-19 vaccine arrives tonight. Illegal rental car affects the rental industry. And Women's Day celebrated in Ba.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
Good evening, Fiji. The first batch of the AstraZeneca vaccine will arrive in the country in the next hour. The handover of the vaccine will be held at the Nadi International Airport tonight. Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong had earlier said that the AstraZeneca vaccine batches will arrive in small amounts through the COVAX initiative. Frontline workers such as health professionals and members of the disciplined forces helping in the mending of the quarantine facilities will receive the jabs first. We now join Felipe live, who is at the Nadi International Airport awaiting the arrival of the handover of the COVID-19 vaccine. Felipe, what else can you tell us about the vaccine that will be received tonight?
Tonight it's a huge step back to normality for us, with the hopes that our international borders will open to visitors, restoring the livelihoods of thousands of Fijians who for decades depended on the tourism sector. The vaccine is also a global effort to fight COVID-19. The vaccine arriving tonight is the AstraZeneca, also known as the Oxford vaccine. It's also recommended that the vaccine is first administered to the priority groups. That means that people who are at the highest risk of acquiring the virus will be the first to receive this vaccine. These priority groups include the frontline workers, healthcare or workers, the RFMF officers, Fiji police force officers, hotel workers, and especially those in the quarantine facilities. In the next few minutes, once the flight from Australia touches down with the vaccine, the Prime Minister, Vorengi Bainimarama, will be officially handed over with the vaccine, and he is also expected to make a statement further after that, which will also tell us more in relation to how the Oxford vaccine will be rolled out here in Fiji.
Banaka, Felipe. Illegal rental cars continue to threaten the multi-million-dollar rental car industry, and the Land Transport Authority is facing challenges in tackling the issue. Some private vehicles are being rented out by individuals and companies at much cheaper rates without any bond. Pranita Prakash reports this is affecting the survival of Fiji Rental Car Association members.
Hiring private vehicles as rental cars comes with risks.
When there's an accident, there is no compensation paid because that's an illegal business, illegal hiring. So this is a message to the illegal taxi operators, rental car operators, running private rentals, is that you need to be careful.
For the Land Transport Authority, detecting this illegal activity is a challenge.
Our sister agency have powers of investigation. LTA doesn't have any powers of investigation. We don't have an investigation arm. It's often quite difficult to get the evidence that is required to successfully issue a traffic infringement notice.
The Fiji Rental Car Association is working with the LTA to counter the issue.
We have formed a partnership with the NTA where we are forwarding details of illegal operators with evidences.
The Land Transport Authority is expected to sign an agreement with the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption to share information and intelligence to track down illegal operations. The authority is already sharing similar data with the Fiji Revenue and Customs Services. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
A lot of women have risen through the ranks and broken glass ceilings over the years in Fiji. Speaking at the International Women's Day celebration and Women in Leadership Roles Awards program in Ba, Education Minister Rosie Akbar says women supporting women should be the mantra in the fight for equality. Apinisa Wangairundova reports the celebration was organized by Soroptimist International, a global volunteer service organization for women that work towards peace and improving the lives of women and girls.
Akbar says women have contributed immensely in various sectors, and they must be judged for what they have delivered and not for what they wear.
We are always looked as a woman and not a leader. What we wear, what we say, where we go, things are always under scrutiny.
Akbar also highlighted the need for women to support each other in their campaign to achieve diversity in all fields of work or organization.
Don't judge us for our dress, don't judge us for us being a woman. See the content that we have, see what we deliver, right? And that's one of the barriers that we all have to break.
She adds that the work towards achieving workplace diversity and ensuring women's voices are heard starts from home. Apinisong Grandobu, FBC News.
FIJI Rice Limited today held their first annual general meeting in Lambasa after more than a decade, where they also tabled the financial report of the years 2013 to 2017. The report notes that the company is making continuous profit despite substantial losses recorded in the years 2013 to 2015. Elinor Turangaiviu has more.
FIJI Rice Limited is now making headway, with the company now putting its financials in order after it was in tatters for several years.
Over the years, this company's audit accounts were not in order continuously. We have been getting this done for the past, I would say, for the past 8 years of accounts now been finalized up till 2019.
The first financial report by the company for the years 2013 to 2017 was tabled today in the first annual general meeting under the rebranded FIJI Rice Limited name.
2013 we made $268,000 loss. 2014 we made $311,000 loss. 2015 $318,000 loss. 2016 we made a profit of $100,000. 2017 we made a profit of $289,000.
The company made a huge profit of $386,000 in 2018 and $183,000 in 2019.
The rice industry has improved, I would say, in this last 5 years or so, because of the company has reshuffled its management. We have set a new direction, and we have rebranded ourselves.
The unaudited accounts for the 2020 financial year shows the company also making a profit of $221,000. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
Up ahead, Vanuatu's resilience recognized. And today, Fair Market Day, a success.
मैं तो दिल्ली में रहता हूँ और रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ.
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
The people of Vanuatu in the Lau group may have limited resources, but they do not believe in burdening the government with everything they need. Speaking to FBC News in Vanuatu Village, Deputy Chair for Development Projects for the island, Chokini Taoe, says Fijians on the island know what they can do, and seeking help will be a last resort. Apenisa Wangarandovo reports.
During a trip organized by the United Nations to the Lau group, many requests for safer evacuation centers were received from many islands that the team visited, but it was a different story for Vanuatu.
We have to help ourselves, and we did that. We made so many fundraising and all this to be able to sustain whatever the needs. We don't rely to the government.
Taoe says they are constructing a hall that will also be an evacuation center.
Very good example is that hall, where the women are. They came up with the thousands of dollars just to purchase materials so that we can have a village hall.
The remoteness of the Lao group meant that there were so many development challenges in between cyclones, and of course then the vulnerability of the Lao group to cyclones.
The U.S. Charge d'Affaires says it was overwhelming to see how these Fijians far from the urban centers are going about with their lives.
In spite of the remoteness, they're so resourceful, resilient, and loving. The family values here are very strong.
The people of Vanuatu rely on fishing for their livelihood, and there has been an indication of support from organizations including the UN, who was on the trip. Minister for Women Mereseni Vuniwanga says her ministry will provide utensils for the village hall. Apinisong Grindobu, FBC News.
In the build-up to International Women's Day, more than 100 women in Suva and Lautoka took part in a global mentoring walk this morning. Organized by Graduate Women FIJI, the project aims to identify, train and empower emerging women leaders and social entrepreneurs. Kelly Badala reports.
Women are faced with multiple challenges on their path to leadership.
We started in 2017 with just 30 women, and we had a number of those women still working with us today. So imagine in the last 4 years, it's just been growing and growing. It just shows, how much women want to engage with other women, just to talk about their similar challenges, to see what advice they can get, some nuggets of wisdom here and there.
17-year-old Riona Money, who is new to the project, says the mentoring walk and networking session with other women is empowering.
It helps me to build up this motivation inside me that I can do it, and it's really great.
Mentor Tirin Olivo says there is a need for more mentoring to ensure women reach their full potential.
There are times when I do wish that I had opportunities like this, or that I took opportunities like this. I tried to just put myself in the mentee's position and just, share the experiences that have been I felt that have really shaped who I am.
The theme for this year's International Women's Day is Choose to Challenge, and it offers an opportunity to reflect on progress made, to call for change and to celebrate acts of courage and determination by ordinary women. Kelly Vathala, FBC News.
People with hearing impairment should be identified to support long-term mitigating factors. The Health Ministry is working to provide opportunities for the hearing impaired so they can be treated equally within the society. Jeshu Lal reports.
Health Minister Dr. Ifirimi Wanganembete says better learning techniques should be put in place to support those with hearing disabilities.
The biggest challenge with hearing disabilities in the learning years. So when they are young, it's important to identify it early and then put in mitigating factors to be able to support them long term.
Either you retrofit the healthcare facilities to be better and stronger, or you want to relocate or to build a new one.
Spiral Injury Association Manager Mary Roden says persons with disabilities need more recognition.
Persons with disabilities, if I would just focus on FIJI itself, we mostly are unnoticed, I would say, in the work we do, the contributions we make, in the very little way it could be, but it's never known to people around us.
And also the audiology unit in being able to screen children who may be affected and actually begin the mitigating pathways for them.
Close to 10% of Fiji's population have some sort of hearing impairment, and an average of 17% of the 1,237 students enrolled in one of the 17 special schools across the country have hearing disability. Jeshu Lal, FBC News.
Majority of the young vendors at the Today FM Thurston Family Market Day recorded good sales and even shared their skills with the public. The youngest vendor, a 9-year-old, caught the attention of many at the event today as she used the platform to showcase her plant-selling business. Kelly Wadala reports.
Cheryl Sandy is no ordinary young girl. Being the youngest registered vendor, she inspired not only the young generation but other aspiring business minds.
So I started with my birthday money my Nana gave me. She gave me $20 for my birthday money. So Mommy went to buy some plants for her, so I went in with her and I went and bought some plants, some starters.
Cheryl says the money earned today will contribute towards the welfare of her family.
To help my parents feed my family. I have 17 people in my family, and to help Mom feed the dogs and all.
For the vendors, it was the community support that mattered the most.
I'm from Nandi, and we were hit really bad, unemployed, and also we thought
we'll invest our time and our strength into doing something that will bring back money and income for our families and for ourselves.
This is the first time for the student garden market, and I really love the response of the public towards our unique products.
Event organizer Elana Kaloni Singer says the market day was a success.
So the perfect response, and that was the outcome we were looking for, is getting families together to come out and support the local vendors.
The response from the public was overwhelming, and majority enjoyed seeing vendors venturing into a business they're passionate about.
We have a lot of different vendors with a lot of things that they're selling, and I think it's great for the community to come out and take a look.
What I've liked so far is that there's so many opportunities people find here.
The Today FM Market Day will be a monthly event, and it will be held on every first Saturday. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Up ahead in sports, Premier League season starts.
Bola, ang gono ilutoka tutalita ka ng Bola FM bertini nambang 2 en seri.
Bola FM nambang 2 en seri.
Ba held Lambasa to a thrilling 0-0 draw in the Digicel Premier League opener at Subrel Park today. Both teams walked away with a point each in front of a jam-packed venue in Lambasa. Carleni Tavi with the details.
Several efforts from the men in black to score a goal proved futile as Lambasa put a strong defense to keep the visitors from scoring. Ba head coach Kamal Swami applauded his players for a good game considering Ba has a history of losing at Subrel Park.
The football they play in this ground, they are very used to it, and I think we never trained for 3 days. We were just doing indoor training. We never went to the ground, but I think we managed to get 1 point, which is a positive sign.
The Lambasa football side, who always expects a win when playing on its home ground, settling for a draw is more than enough.
Worked hard on the field. They played a good game. I'm really happy with the boys' performance, but then we have to go back and now get together, regroup, and then work on our finishing for the next game.
The Digicel Premier League continues tomorrow with Lautoka hosting Navua at Churchill Park. Suva will battle Rewa at ANZ Stadium, and Nandronga meets Nandi at Lawanga Park. Carleni Tavi, FBC Sports.
With the postponement of the World Series tournament this year until October gives the Fiji national 7 squad ample time to prepare for the Olympic Games. The series will now kick off with back-to-back women's rounds in May, but the first men's tournament will be held in Singapore in October. Fiji national men's head coach Gareth Baber says with the ongoing local sevens tournament, he is lucky to select from a pool of young and talented players. Getting these players in form and ready for the Olympics is top on the agenda for the Welshman.
My focus will be on ensuring that there is a process after the Olympics, that there is a quality team that's put together. What I've been pleased with is seeing the quality that we've had across the sevens tournaments I've seen recently, the teams that are playing, some young talent in there.
The Triple N Zone meet will be shown live and exclusive on the FBC Sports channel. Triple N Zone President Solomone Seru says this is great news as they were supposed to have their meet shown live on TV last year, but the meet was cancelled due to the pandemic. Seru says this year's event is going to be a historical one.
The students and the stakeholders of Triple N Zone, they are preparing for the upcoming Triple N Zone for next week. It will be held on Friday at the ANZ Stadium from 8 in the morning to 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
The Ratu Kandabulebu School Eels and Asinu Secondary School Panthers under 19 sides retained their respective tanoas in their different pools today. RKS managed to take the tanoa back to Londoni after beating a spirited Ratu Latianara College outfit from Serua 44-14 in their Pool A clash. In the Pool B Tanoa Challenge match, the Asinu Secondary School Panthers destroyed Suva Grammar School Titans after posting a big win at the Marsland Primary School grounds in Watuanga. Asinu thrashed Suva Grammar 40-0 in a one-sided affair. Meanwhile, there will be no quarterfinals for the under-19 grade in the Southeast Zone.
There are 2 pools in the under-19. They are still left with 3 more games. So after that 3 more games, we will rank the team. And then after ranking the team, we will those are the teams that will be going up to the national quarterfinal.
The Suva Volleyball Association is taking a lead role in the community awareness on violence against women. Like every year, the association will once again host the FIJI Women's Crisis Center Business House Mixed Volleyball Championship. Suva Volleyball Secretary Samaima Langilangi says they had been working with FWCC for 2 seasons now, not only to raise awareness on violence against women, but to also promote gender equality in sports. Langilangi adds they're constantly encouraging more women's teams to participate in their weekly tournaments.
The objective is to raise awareness on the violence against women that we currently face in our country, the elimination of violence against women and girls. So we have the International Women's Day Festival, and we also have the upcoming Easter Volleyball Championship that we will host.
Fine weather prevailed over most parts of the country today. However, isolated thunderstorms with possible heavy falls mostly in the afternoon or evening. In the west, cloudy with periods of some showers this afternoon. From Pacific Harbour to Suva, mostly fine conditions and becoming cloudy in the afternoon. And in the north, cloudy with heavy showers at intervals. At sea, northerly winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas, moderate northwest swells. Turning to the tides, the next low tide is at 7:04 tomorrow morning, followed by high tide at 1:24 p.m. Sunrise is at 6:06. For tomorrow, cloudy periods with some showers over most places, isolated thunderstorms with heavy falls, mostly in the afternoon towards the evening. Outlook for Monday, cloudy periods with some showers and isolated thunderstorms over most places. Recapping our main stories, first batch of COVID-19 vaccine arrives tonight. Illegal rental cars affects the rental industry, and Women's Day celebrated in Ba. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we're asking, will you take the COVID-19 vaccine shot when it is available in Fiji? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook and Twitter accounts. That's your news for tonight. Until tomorrow, stay safe and Motemata.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.